Do-Rag Wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Earth Date Y2K 20.12.14, D-Day. People are getting shots today. 38 days until the inauguration, and Georgia's on my mind, and other information I need to give you. Music in the background, Peter Gabriel from The Last Temptation of Christ, directed, by the way, by Martin Scorsese. Good movie. The following is some important information. But first up, Georgia is on my mind. I am, to put it mildly, extremely sick of prune-face Moscow Mitch McConnell. And what a villain McConnell is. An intelligent, calculating totalitarian. He is and always was a racist bigot. The one who promised that our first black president would have only one term. The one who would deny President Obama his final legal pick for the Supreme Court. With great relief, folks. The kind you have when you awaken from a nightmare. I can't exhale. The great people of our country came through, and 80+ million registered voters chose Joe Biden over the Nazi Putinist traitor. We have redeemed ourselves in the eyes of the world, but there is still more work to do, beginning with dealing with the 73 million plus or so registered voters who chose totalitarianism over democracy. What do we do with them? Exile? Warfare? I think not. This is an ongoing discussion, an issue that cannot be ignored. Because the Trumpists are still out there and their leader is still actively trying to undermine our last decisive election, while at the same time working to undermine the incoming Biden administration. Can you believe I'm actually saying that? What better weapon to use, the same one that was used against President Obama, than the cursed Moscow Mitch McConnell? And this is why Georgia is on my mind. The Democrats were supposed to do much better, especially with the Senate, but didn't. It comes down to this now. There is a runoff in Georgia for 2 seats in the United States Senate. If the Democrats win in Georgia, the U.S. Senate will be tied with equal Democrats, 2 Republicans. But because a Democrat will be president this time, his or her VP is allowed to break any senatorial tie. If the Democrats running for the Senate in Georgia win, that's Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, we all will win. And the Biden agenda will go forward in full force for the first important 2 terms of his administration. If not, in Y2K24, we must hope that the Democrats increase their lead in our legislature. You know, 2 years from now. That they'll increase their lead in the legislature because we have absolutely no valid party running against them, except the party controlled by Trump, a totalitarian, treasonous party. So until the GOP is released as a hostage, the real GOP, we have, sadly, only one party. Right now, we have to concentrate, though, on our next battle. Georgia. And I also promised to let everyone know when I donated to this Georgia fight. I did donate $500 to the Act Blue Fund that will be funding or helping to fund this crucial election. I want you all to know that. I want to keep my word. I always say that the human race is at its best when it is making everyone as miserable as possible. Please prove me wrong again by making sure that Mitch McConnell's power over all of our lives is decapitated. If we lose that runoff in Georgia, say goodbye to reforming the Supreme Court, say goodbye to many of the Biden choices for cabinet posts. Imagine prune-faced McConnell, goodbye to the cabinet posts. Oh, Supreme Court pick? Oh, I'm blocking that. Say hello to continued gridlock, continued poisoning of our planet, continued fear, bigotry, racism. Please support Democrats Warnock and Ossoff for the U.S. Senate from Georgia. Here's some more important information. 1. I've been confined to my house and to the local shopping center for months. It could have been worse for me because I have much to keep me occupied. I'm also glad that I bought this house. Many are not so lucky, and my heart goes out to them. If this is worth anything at all, I am following protocols to the letter. Full disclosure, I'm also doing this because my wife and I have pre-existing conditions that could cause us fatal harm if we contract this disease. 2, this virus is going to be disrupting our lives until herd immunity is achieved through mass vaccination. And as I said, today is D-Day in our war against the virus, because the first group of people are right now getting shots. I intend to be vaccinated as soon as my group comes up. And when I do, I will let you know about all the side effects. I promise you, I intend to get whatever vaccination is available to me, and I will give you whatever information I can. In the meantime, you must prepare to continue hunkering down until the all clear. This may not come until sometime in the second quarter of next year, or even this time next year. 3, many times I've compared what we are going through to a science fiction horror movie or book. In absolutely no way am I trying to trivialize our pain and our loss. I've learned a great deal from books and from films over my 70 years on this planet. And this knowledge has helped me get through this tragedy. It has. I grew up in chaos and will always be grateful for the books and the movies that were always my refuge from my pain. 4, if you are stuck and under siege, just remember we are waging a microbiological war. Think of yourself under bombardment, but instead of bombardment from actual man-made bombs, we are all under bombardment by coronavirus number 19 microscopically. CV19, as you know, is spherical and usually depicted with red rose-like spikes. I mean, the spikes look like red roses on the end. But these roses are actually poisonous thorns. The virus gets on you, so to speak. Gets in you, but gets on you and attaches itself through those rose-like protrusions. These release the viral replicating protein into our systems. Any human being who defies safety protocols is giving aid and comfort to the enemy. I am not trying to trivialize conventional combat. Nevertheless, I can't withdraw my contention that all of us must think of this pandemic as a war. Close to 300,000 people are dead in the USA alone due to our microscopic viral enemy. And remember, CV-19 does not care what you are, what your political beliefs are, or what your color is. CV-19 is a sworn enemy to all of our species. Wake up, mask up, wash up, and social distance. Be brave soldiers to protect your families and our country. And if you don't mind, help protect the rest of the world as well. 5. While under siege, under this bombardment, make sure you always have something to do. If you have a backyard, for example, and live in the right kind of climate, try gardening. If artistic, practice your art. Write about your experiences during the event if you like that, if you like writing. But keep yourself busy. Number 6, make sure that you exercise. I cannot emphasize this enough. I happen to suffer from chronic depression and knew from the start of the siege and during this bombardment that I would have to do some kind of physical workout. So I bought myself a folding exercise bike that has a recumbent position on it. It was very cheap, it was 200 bucks. You can check it out on QVC. It's called a Fit Quest, but I've seen that exact same bike with other labels on it. I've been using it since I purchased it last February. You'd be surprised how good exercise is for you. I spend, or try to spend, 45 minutes on that bike 3 times a week. And after I am done, I feel as if I've been someplace. Please make sure that you are doing some kind of physical exercise. 7, diet is also vitally important while fighting this war. And I'm not saying I'm great on my diet. But one thing that will help you get through this mess is roughage. And here's an example, and I've been using this stuff for years. And you mix it into your food. You put it in your orange juice. You want to, it doesn't taste that great in your orange juice, but here it is. This is called coarse wheat bran, unprocessed, organic, from Shiloh Farms. They happen to be, I guess, religious fanatics, but hey, look, I like the product. I highly recommend. I couldn't believe I was able to buy it off of that stupid Amazon. I wish, I could just get it directly from them. I guarantee this stuff. This is super roughage. Remember, plenty of roughage in your diet will get the poisons out and will ultimately eliminate constipation and constipated thinking that leads to Trumpism and other diseases. But full disclosure, that last point is a conspiracy theory. 8, Do-Rag Wisdom will be going on hiatus after the inauguration to take care of personal matters that I've been neglecting during the 4 years of our national nightmare. 9, I want to thank all of you for tuning in over these 4 insane years. I am frankly exhausted. We are still licking the wounds of Trumpism. If the Trumpists win the Georgia runoff, those wounds will be torn open and bloody again.